Welcome to Treviso. Treviso is an attractive town in the Veneto region of northeast Italy, with population of 80,000 and just 25 kilometers from Venice. Treviso is well known by its low-cost airport. Treviso's meandering waterways and tranquil atmosphere just can't compete with the overwhelming charm of its neighbor Venice. In its own right, though, Treviso is a pleasant town with several attractions worthy of a day trip from Venice. Or it can be base for visiting Venice due to much less expensive accommodation, but I think Mestre or Favaro Veneto are better options. We came to Treviso from Santa Lucia Venice train station, and it was a pleasant ride of about 30 minutes. There are quite a lot of trains for Treviso from Venice all day, and round trip will cost you only 8 euros. Just across train station of Treviso is a center of the city or old town, and if you go straight you'll be at heart of the city in 10 minutes. But we turned left and passed nearby impressive building of Italian post office, and the first thing we saw was a bridge over river Sile. We passed nearby Institute of Technique and Economy and Chiesa di San Nicolo, a church with ancient frescoes. We heard that Treviso is a lively city with a lot of restaurants and people in the streets, but our impression was just the opposite. For the one city of 80,000 population, streets were almost empty, and the atmosphere was very peaceful, and it was unusual that in the center of the city there are not people. We even waited until the night to see if something would change, but except some bars with young people inside, nothing spectacularly changed. So if you like liveliness, if you like more life, I think Treviso is not a good option. Much better is Padova, which is I think 10 times more lively than Treviso. It doesn't mean that we didn't feel good in Treviso. Atmosphere here is relaxed, and the city is very organized, in some way rich, and we just have to be honest with you, we felt like in some village, not in the city. We walked along the bridge, which is a bridge over the canal, and there are two rivers in Treviso, River Site and River Botteniga, and those rivers are connected with canals, and canals in Treviso are different than those in Venice, because canals in Treviso are shallow, and so there are no boats and gondolas, and those are man-made canals. They are usually perpendicular, and they are very clean. There are many green plants in the water, and also you can see ducks and even swans. We took a walk along one of these canals, and it was very elegant area with elegant and rich villas. And this canal finally took us in front of the city walls from the 16th centuries, and there are 4 gates that are entrance to the old city of Treviso. The first gate you just see was Porta Santa Quaranta. There are 4 gates for the entrance to the old city, and city walls are surrounded by water canals. Across canal is all along city walls a long park, and on the city walls is a long walking path, great for running and walking. You can walk all around about 5 kilometers, and on the right side is the old city of Treviso. But we turned right after 3 kilometers of walk, and we started to explore the old city of Treviso. Somehow this day Google Maps didn't work well in Treviso, and the tourist office was already closed, and we simply couldn't find La Beccheria, the restaurant, and this restaurant is a place where in 1969 was invented tiramisu. Treviso is also known for its Tiramisu World Cup, where people from all around the world create the best recipes for the tiramisu. In La Beccheria restaurant you can taste classic tiramisu, which is little dense and bitter, and modern type, which is light and sweeter. But as I said, we couldn't find this restaurant, and it also tells something about this city, which is somehow out of tourist world. Piazza San Vito is a pretty square in the historic center. There is a Chiesa di Santa Lucia, a small church covered in the 14th century with frescoes of Tommaso de Modena, whose works can be found also in Chiesa di San Francesco and Chiesa di San Nicolo. There is also a pasticceria casellato for a light lunch. The architecture in Treviso is definitely unique and very different than in Venice. It looks almost like Scandinavian. Museum Luigi or Gallery de Novecento is named after a local collector and features works from 19th century. You can find realistic paintings of battle scenes and other scenes from the life in Italy. There is also a mix of traditional and modern sculptures. The Museum Civici di Treviso, or Museum di Santa Caterina, will present you ancient mosaics and frescoes. There are paintings of Titian. Both museums have open air courtyards because both were originally monasteries. The most beautiful waterways in Treviso are those around the Canale Buranely, where streets are connected by iron bridges and aligned with the occasional red brick Renaissance palaces and old water wheels. This network of canals got its name from Venetian fisherman of Burano, who once came here to trade with his family. World-renowned clothing store United Colors of Beneton has its roots in Treviso. You can still see influence of this group that it had on city today, including Beneton flagship store just off Piazza del Signori and Beneton Rugby Club. Luciano Beneton, billionaire who started business in 1963 and formed the Beneton Group in 1965 with his sister and two brothers, still lives in Treviso, although no longer running the company himself. Piazza dei Signori is the most prominent square in Treviso. It is home to a large building that has elements of a castle, which serves as a city hall. It is Palazzo dei Trecento. It means Palace of 300, and the 300 was a number of city representatives in a city assembly in Middle Ages. On this square there is also Palazzo di Podesta, and there are also shops and restaurants on all sides of this beautiful square. Fontana del Tette is a marble statue built in 1559. It is a woman's sculpture squeezing her breasts with the water coming out of nipples. On special occasions in the city, fountain would flow with free wine, red wine coming from one and the white wine from the another breast. The original fountain is damaged many years ago, but you can see remains in the Loggia dei Cavalieri. There is also a replica which only flows with water, located close to the Piazza del Signori on Vicolo Podesta. Next door to Treviso Cathedral is Museum Diocesano, which features relics and artifacts from a neighboring church, as well as the other archaeological finds from the region. Piazza del Duomo is a Treviso square, which is home to the neoclassical cathedral, where you'll find the Annunciation of Titian. But Piazza del Duomo is a slightly disappointment because this square is used as a car park. Tourist info office is in the little Piazza Monte di Pieta, just behind Piazza dei Signori. Take a tourist map there. It is free and very useful as Google Maps doesn't work well. Via Calmaggiore, which links Piazza dei Signori and Piazza del Duomo, is the main shopping street in Treviso, and there you can find world and Italian famous fashion brands. We were really happy because of sudden liveliness, because of young people used to come out of the school, and the city at that moment looked really different. But it was only 5 minutes moment. Very soon city again became very, very calm and peaceful. Isola de Pascheria is a small island in the middle of one of the canals. You'll also find there fresh fruit and vegetable from local seasonal produce, including famous Treviso Radicchio. There are sculptures of mermaid and fish and working watermill on the northern edge. At the moment when we came there, this market was already closed, but it is one of the attractions of city Treviso. Well, just at the end, if I have to summarize our visit to Treviso, I have to say the city is really nice, but what is lacking here is the atmosphere. There are not enough people in the streets, and that's something that we were missing all the time during our visit. So I will recommend you, if you have enough time in Venice, if you stay quite long, we stayed there for 10 days, maybe the best solution is to visit Padova, Verona and Vicenza, and then if you have time, go and visit Treviso. At the end of this video you'll see the last attraction of Treviso, that's impressive gate of St. Tommaso. Thank you for watching us. If you have time, give us some comment, like, and of course subscribe. It will enable our channel to keep going on.